Hey, welcome to our lesson 3 in geometry in perpendicular bisectors. So our last lesson dealt with perpendicular lines, and this time we are looking at perpendicular bisectors. So to bisect something is when you draw a line to divide that line segment into two equal parts. So as you can see here, this is our bisecting line, and it's divided our line segment into two equal parts. This bisecting line here is known as the bisector of this line segment. And remember that any line that intersects with another line segment at 90 degrees is considered perpendicular. So therefore, if it is directly in the center of your line segment and cuts that line segment at a 90-degree angle, then we say we have a perpendicular bisector. There are 4 ways to draw a perpendicular bisector. Paper folding, which we did last time, mirror, which we did last time, ruler, it's a little bit different, and ruler and a compass, which is, again, quite easy, just like last time. So coming up here in a minute, I will show you all 4 ways to do this. So this is our first method for drawing a perpendicular line, which is paper folding. So the first thing we need to do is draw a line segment, just like we did before. Make sure that when you put your points on for these ones, you make your points relatively noticeable, okay? Don't just end the line and put A and B. Make actual points on there. It's important for both this one and the mirror. So the next thing you do is, as before when we were doing a perpendicular line, and you folded the paper over so that this side of the line was laying on top of this side of the line, we do that again, but this time when we fold it, we make sure that the point B is actually laying on top of point A. So we'll fold the paper, and you can see it through there. You line it up, and then you slide it so that point A is laying directly on top of point B. Crease the paper again, open it up. You can see your crease here, and then draw your perpendicular bisector. Okay, so once again, you can only have one perpendicular bisector. You can have many perpendicular lines on a line segment, but only one perpendicular bisector, because only one line can go right directly through the center of your line. The second way I'm going to show you is with the mirror. And the mirror is done, again, very, very similar to the way we did it when we did perpendicular lines, only this time when we put the mirror on the page, once again, we want point B to lay directly on top of point A. So we put the mirror on, look, and then we slide the mirror back and forth until point A and B are directly on top of each other, and that the line is directly on top of each other. Draw a line down, and there is your perpendicular bisector using the mirror. The third way is to use just a ruler. So we draw our line segment again, A and B. Now this time you take your ruler and you put it in between the 2 points on the line segment, so that point A is laying on one side of the ruler and point B is laying on the other side of the ruler. And then you draw up and down towards the other side of the line. So from point A, we're drawing towards point B, and from point B, we're drawing towards point A. Once you've done that on that side, you turn your ruler so that it's going the other way. So now point A is lying here. We're going to draw towards point B. Point B is lying on this side. We're going to draw towards point A. This is going to give you intersect points here and here, which we can call C and D. If you connect those 2 points together, you have your perpendicular bisector. This shape that we've created here is called a rhombus. Okay. Now, a rhombus is interesting in itself in that not only does this line perpendicularly bisect line segment AB, but also bisects angle ACB and angle ADB, as well as this line segment bisecting angle CAD and DBC. So there's a lot of bisection going on with this shape, which is very interesting. The last way is with a compass. This method is very, very easy. Easier even than when we did the perpendicular line. So if we have A and B, and you'll remember that when we did the perpendicular line you had to pick a point C. Well, with this one you don't. All you have to do is take your compass, put it on point A or B, doesn't matter which side you start from, and make sure that your pencil is stretched more than halfway across the line. And then you make a semicircle arc. Keeping your compass in the exact same spot, you move it to the other side. So again, it doesn't matter what side you start with. And you make another semicircle arc so that your two arcs are intersecting. This point, see, this point E, connect those 2 points, and you have your perpendicular bisector with compass. The reason it's important that you stretch your compass to more than halfway, if you went less than halfway, your circles aren't going to touch, and therefore you wouldn't have an intersect point to connect with. So you have to go more than halfway so that you have this intersect point between your two arcs. All right, so try each of those 4 methods yourself, and we'll see you again for lesson number 4.